What's up YouTube, Corporate Productions here with my review of the Tantive 4 Lego set from 2019. This set was released back in May last year in 2019 and contains 6 minifigs from left to right, Bail Organa, Princess Leia, a Rebel Fleet Trooper, Captain Antilles, C-3PO, and R2-D2. Now this set contains 1,768 pieces and retails for $200. And in its physical size, it's about 2 feet long, a little bit over that actually. So I'm going to take on an in-depth review, and then we're going to go over the minifigs, because I think most people are here to see the actual ship itself. Let's get into it. Starting at the front, you can see we have the cockpit, which is built of some bricks in the middle, along with 4 large cone pieces, which I'll give you a look at right now. This is one. It's just a large cone piece. It's actually used for the UCS Falcon, but is in clear and has the printing on it. Now this has stickers of the red stripe and this cockpit sticker piece, and it's on every side. It looks like that. These just clip on via studs, so not a very sophisticated connection, but it works, you know. And here there is actually, down in the very center, some clear bricks, and you can actually see in there a little bit, even though that's not only you can only really see in there if you get this close, so that's okay. Then you look down a little bit from there, and you have some hidden spring-loaded shooters or flick-fire missiles, whichever you want to call them. And the bottom ones you can remove, these bottom cone pieces, but you're really not supposed to, because you can pretty much access the interior here just with the 2 top ones. So I'll give you a look at this. You can see each pilot, which is, I'll show you some people in there in a moment, have a nice seat with a reclining back, and this control panel, which is a very common piece from the 90s, I think. You can see there is actually a hole so they can see each other when they're piloting, and now I'll show you the people in there. So inside I have placed 2 minifigs, the Rebel Fleet Trooper, who is sitting there quite comfortably, and Captain Antilles in the back. And that is what that looks like. It's not too highly detailed, but it works, and you can place them in there and have a good time with that. Let's move on to some other features. So moving down the side, on this side, which is pretty much identical besides some small greebling, you can see we have a red stripe. Now this piece right here, not these, this is a sticker, which in the old sets of this model was a brick, but this is fine, I think. It works. You just have to line these up correctly, but it's not too hard. This is just a panel that clips in and folds in. That's how that works. And these panels are both hinged with the rigided joints. Then you see some greebling here. It's slightly different on the other side. I'll give you a look at that in a moment. And up top you see we have this turret which has stud shooters on it, and they have 2 gun barrels. These can move up and down, and this is on a ratcheted joint which makes it move this direction. So pretty much 180 you got from right about there, a little bit more than that, all the way to the other side. So that's a pretty good range, but not all the way. Then you can also have an almost identical turret on the bottom, which moves up and down slightly, along with no stud shooters on this one because it's harder to access. Also, may I mention, there is a remote fire mechanism, very slightly remote, for the spring-loaded shooters. You press on these cheese slopes, and this is honestly kind of hard to access, but you just press back, and they go flying. So you can do one at a time or both. I just shot both and they went across the room. Down here, you actually have the escape pods, which are not really escape pods, they're just pieces, but this is in the movies what you see as an escape pod. Moving down, you have some more good detailing here. And these fins, which I'll go over, these fall off a lot. Has to be that way. No Technic can be put in that. You see the Technic frame. There's a Technic frame going through this, and there's one of the beams from it. Now here are the docking ports, but no, they are escape pods. So you can pry them off. They're just attached via these 2 pins which clip in. You can also open this up, remove this thing on the top, and place some minifigures inside there. Inside one of the escape pods, it is identical on both. You can fit 2 minifigures if you choose C-3PO and R2. They fit pretty snug in there. This is, of course, not the escape pod like I said in the movies. It's just the docking port, but it does work and function as one in the Lego set. Working our way back towards the engines, which all 11 of them are very well built. But we're going to first look at these binocular piece right here, which is just clipped on for extra detailing. This section was really cool to put together, and I'm glad they did that. Now here are the 11 engines. Yes, 11 engines. All 11 is accurate to the movie. This was built in over the course of 5 bags. You don't do them all at once, you do them randomly. So I think you start at bag 4 or 5, you build some at 8 or 9, and then you finish it with some of them. This is just pretty nice detailing. There are stickers on all of them, these little stickers, which add lots of detail. Now there's not many gaps, even the gaps that are present have pretty big holes. So this is pretty big. If you just look at it from the top though, that's when it seems more obvious. You see there's studs down there. You can towel that off if you want, but really it doesn't really matter if you're just playing with it. But if you are displaying it, it could be a kind of bad thing to have these big holes in them. So that's unfortunate. Now all this is greebled and detailed. And this is just made of cone pieces, one of which has a sticker. One of the main features of this set that was not present on any of the previous models is a carrying handle. Where is it, you may ask? It's in the radar dish. Well, first we'll look at it as a radar dish. You can move it front and back and rotate it a good 270 degrees. Not quite 360, but it works, and that's what that is. Now this is a nice technique. It just slides in here, right? So you think, well, can I lift it off? You can, but it's a buffer. The buffer is just a Technic pin under there, which you can see is it's gonna stop right there. Can't really see that, but that's the best I can do for you. And you pretty much want to pick it up using 2 fingers. You can really do it with any amount of fingers, but just 2. And you want to lift. Now it is a little bit front heavy, so beware of that, but it is pretty even. And just in front of that, we have a small section here, which in previous models was used to hold other things, but in this one is going to be used for a very simple technique. Just pry it off, clips on with some studs, pretty nice design. And inside you have the extra spring-loaded shooter missiles, so that's what these are. Now this actually leads into an interior right there, but you can't really use that. Now, if you're thinking, well, what do I do with minifig weapons? You can also put tons of them in here, and they won't go anywhere. They're gonna, unless you tilt this thing upside down, or backwards, this will most likely stay still if you put the weapons right there. So we can go on to the main playing area of this set. You got this middle section, which has 4 little turrets on the side, all of which are small 5-6 piece builds of the Spin 360, as you can see. And they use ski pieces, which are nice pieces, and they work pretty well here. They're not as bulky as the previous models, but I'm fine with that. They also have some more detailing. This is identical, though, on both sides, and in the center you have some more greebling. Right before this, there's actually some studs and clips right here, just so you can pry this off. And inside you got a pretty detailed interior. You got this nice table, which I believe is seen in Revenge of the Sith. This is pretty much a combo ship from all the movies it appears in. Just they took what they could from everything. You got the hyperdrive. I assume what that is. That's what that is. You got some clips right there to put minifig weapons, even though I might take those off because they really don't help. You could just put them where I said to. The table looks pretty nice. You got 2 stickers. I wish those were printed, but they're never going to do that anyways. 2 nice black chairs and plenty of room. Now, figures can't all stand up in here because it's a relatively shallow space. They can sit a bunch of figs down. Like I can get 7 or 6 sitting down, so that's okay. You can also put some binoculars, the micro binoculars over there, and there's no other detailing in here, but that is pretty much it for the set. I'll just show you some minifigs in here, and then we'll go on to the final. Here are some minifigs, and you can also see the connections. But first, I would like to make a tiny pit stop to review the minifigures. So the first one you actually unbox in this set is the Rebel Trooper. Now, I'm not going to actually tell you the order anymore in case that would be considered spoiling, which I know that's kind of the case for me. It's why I have stopped actually watching speed builds. I make the speed builds, I don't watch them. It's just kind of spoils the build for me. Yeah, the Rebel Fleet Trooper looks pretty good, just a standard one. There might be some printing changes from the previous one made. Let it focus. Sometime. Well, he has a small grin on one face, and he is very upset in the other. There you go. You can see it better there. And you can see the legs and vest, along with his silver weapon. Let's go on to the second minifigure you get in the set. Next is Princess Leia. So she's pretty nice. Now, this is actually just her regular legs. She does come with some leg pieces that are actually a slope piece, which makes it look like she has a gown, which she does in the thing, so that's accurate. I do not actually have that with me. I'm very sorry, but that is how that looks. So pretty simple. My first Leia figure, and that's her first expression. And on the back, move her hair around. You can see her more angry expression. And this is very detailed, looks like her in the movie, especially episode 4, and she has her silver weapon. In the set, you also get R2-D2 and C-3PO. C-3PO and R2-D2 are the same you get in pretty much every other set now. You also will get the first time ever minifig Bail Organa, who is a really good portrayal of the actor in Rogue One. This is actually based on Rogue One, so that's where you get this from. Nice hairpiece. The thin and non-bendy cape piece. You get a simple content expression, as well as, take the hair off, a more angry expression. I'll get you a good look at that. You can see he has his pistol, which is silver. All the weapons are silver. Regular gray pants with a nice detailed torso. The last minifigure you get in this set is Captain Antilles. He looks pretty good. He's pretty much a Rebel Fleet Trooper with an extra detailed torso, and he is tan, not gray and blue. He looks pretty good. I will note that I have found these helmets to be extremely annoying. They always fall off, and I'm debating whether to tell LEGO customers to possibly get LEGO to fix that, because that is a problem. And these are really good minifigs that need better sticking helmets. And he has his Vader's choking me, don't choke on my aspirations expression. Final verdict on this set, well, the build of it is pretty good. I mean, there's not really many problems. It wasn't the greatest build because the engines took forever and were very repetitive. But other than that, it was quite exciting to build and had a lot of cool minifigs. Let's go on to the minifig verdict. Here are the minifigures. All in all, I think it's a pretty good selection. I kind of wanted another Rebel Trooper, possibly Darth Vader, because he is in the scene very close to when this ship happens. But as an episode 4/Rogue One and Revenge of the Sith set, this is really, really good for minifigs. And I think the set overall is worth buying for $200. You're not going to really find this on sale because it is a D2C set, but I would recommend getting it, especially if it's on double VIP. See you next time and have a great day.